This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, welcome back. So we are on the 66th slide. So earlier we have taken the quiz about after the invitation has been received, whether to accept or decline different kinds of quizzes. We have taken the questions. Okay, now from the point of understanding what journal editors want from peer reviewers. So these are whatever the questions has been framed. These questions will be as a manuscript. Along with the manuscript, each and every journal, the backside cover page, they will print it, and those will be given to the reviewers. Those are whoever is reviewing the paper, they have to go through and they have to manuscript has to be corrected according to this way only. Even the authors also, if they are missing, they have to write in this fashion only. So such specific guidelines have been mentioned. We should not go against this. If author is doing writing like that, the manuscript or the reviewer is going against, that is not correct way. So those questions are: what are the aims and scope of the journal? Who is the target audience? What type of article does the journal publish? What basic criteria should a manuscript meet to be accepted by the journal? What type of peer review does the journal follow? What aspects of manuscript does the journal require you to focus on? Do you need any additional clarifications before you begin to review the paper? If so, what are those? Did you find anything interesting during this exercise that you would like to share with? So, whenever you are free after completion of this, if you want, you can share through the given email ID. Okay. Then once you have received the manuscript, you need to have the first time looking at the manuscript, you should scan it, general scan. So that is nothing but how is the title within a fraction of minutes, how is the abstract, how would the all the research steps, introduction as well as review of literature, then afterwards data presentation, analysis, then results, discussion, at last conclusion, and references if needed, any acknowledgement. These has to be in the first impression. So by this, if you find within that few minutes, if it is okay, then you can say manuscript is accepted, I'm going to review the article to the editor, right? So in the first, how you will check in the first scan, those are title, whether the title is catchy. Nowadays it became fashion. Most of the journals, specifically Western journals, those are interrogative question type. It became a fashion. It need not be compulsory, but there is no hard and fast rule. It's not compulsory to have only passive sentence. They can be even interrogative sentence also. Preferable is always passive sentence are better. The reason is these question marks will be in the form of research question. Even that also in Indian context, our PhDs, more postdocs, we will do as a general sentence. But if it is from the point of answer is the same, research output wise. But if we ask the research question like that, it is like a question form, interrogative form, the answer will be automatically output. So that is, we can do whatever the guide says, supervisor says. And the second one is about the informative on the title, whether the title will tell you about the manuscript and are the important words are there. Important words are nothing but the keywords, right? Keywords will come in the abstract, no, below the abstract. So the title should have the important words. By reading the title itself, it should give a good idea about what the paper is going to discuss about. That's regarding title. Then regarding the abstract. So abstract also, as I told you earlier, 3-4 sentences are sufficient to write an abstract. So in the abstract, what is the first sentence? What it tells about the paper, whether it argues, whether it describes, whether it shows, or analyzes, all those things. Then the background, good hypothesis, methodology, research findings, interpretation, how it is going to have an impact for the future. So all these covers under the abstract. Below that, around 5 to 8 keywords. So this is regarding the first scanning of the title and abstract. On the second one, but this you will frame an idea, you will give the information to the editor. You are going to accept the peer review. And the next one is forming the first read. So little thorough you are going to read it. So it is nothing but it covers the is the study relevant, has something similar already been published earlier, even if it has, does the study add value to the existing literature in the field. So here it is, novelty comes into the picture. So novelty is nothing but creativity. So in our Indian context specifically, and, from the point of Patent Act, so it is published what is new, what is innovation, what is novelty. But whereas from our PhD point of view, nowhere it is mentioned. Then how can we so sure that it is correct? Whatever we are doing is new. So from the review of literature only we have to find out. But whereas in the other abroad, foreign countries, regarding the originality, there are 15 definitions have been given by Phillips and Pugh in 2000, Australian supervisors as well as students. At the same time, Blockster as well as Lorraine in 2001, Oxford Open University Press, Buckingham. So in these two sources, we can find the originality. So which is the right, your topic is correct or not. Nowadays, we have the research, Gnan Kosh and other things, as well as after completion of our thesis, we are sending to Delhi. So they are keeping all the abstract as well as the indexes. But earlier that system was not there. So we all know how the research process is going on. Right. So those 15 definitions that I will read out 4 to 5. First one is setting down a major piece of new information in writing for the first time. First time you are writing. Example, now the current situation is COVID. Nobody has done research. Right, you can take that example on that basis. Foreign trade between India and SAARC countries, or impact of SAARC, impact of COVID on Indian economy. So several you can industry by industry you can take, maybe an agriculture industry or maybe pharmaceutical industry or any other thing. Not only from the point of COVID, it can be the aftermath effects or its effects directly, Chinese strategies and all those things. So first time you are writing, so where you will not find the review of literature. So similar to that topic, like pandemics, earlier different pandemics have come. So those things you can take. So it is related to the novelty. Second point is continuing a previously original piece of work. Continuing a previously original piece of work. Better example is our Mahabharata. Right, Mahabharata has been written in Telugu specifically. 3 people, Kavitrayam, you if you know, Nannaya, Tikkana, Erra Pragada. So Nannaya started some parvas, some chapters. Right, after that he left. Then Tikkana started at last because he felt something is not good. Then in between Erra Pragada started. So topic is the same, Mahabharata. Different units have been made, but the same topic, same book is continued. So it is related to continuing the original piece of work. Third one is carrying out Original work designated by the supervisor. Supervisor already knows because he has specialized in that. Then providing a single original technique, observation or result in an otherwise unoriginal but competent piece of research. Fifth one is having original ideas, methods, interpretations, all performed by others under the direction of a postgraduate. Sixth, showing originality in testing someone else's ideas. Somebody has given the idea, other people are testing. So most of the our models. So somebody has given some idea, then other people have followed. All the science specifically. So like this, there are different kinds of definitions of originality exist. Then second point is from the point of the slide, do the results fill a gap in the current knowledge? So whatever the results are coming from out of your research, are those filling the current gap and current knowledge that we have, because it is nothing but gap of research. So based on that only, based on the existing literature, you will find the gap, then you will take up the topic that will automatically fill the current knowledge. Then third is, are there any major gaps in the arguments from the manuscript? You have to find out. Are there conclusions supported by the findings? If any, someone unfamiliar with the topic were to read the study, would they able to grasp its significance? It means the unknown person. So all are educated people, same kind of people, they can understand. Specifically in other parts of the world, Western world, and even in the topmost universities and IITs and IMS, there is public defense, best universities. So there, public defense means is open to all. So maybe a plumber will come, maybe carpenter will come, or maybe a mason will come. So your topic, are they able to understand? Is that doctorate holder or whoever may be the researcher, whatever he is suggesting in the conclusions, are they can be applied directly? So can they understand that? So that is public defense in other parts of the world. So this is similarly, any layman, can he understand whatever the research manuscript says? Last one is, in essence, is the research publishable? Can it be publishable? So these are the points you should ask. First, the reading of the entire manuscript. Then similarly, that depends upon the grasping and understanding of the peer reviewer. You can have second review or third review by you yourself as a peer reviewer, as long as you can understand the full content of the manuscript and its mistakes or missings. So at last, you will come to final reading. By this time, after reading 2-3 times, automatically you will understand and you can form an opinion about whether the paper is worth to be published or not. Whatever title as well as in abstract and introduction, other parts are telling the same thing, or they are different, or is it right answer, right question, right opinion is framed or not? Is it properly written, well written? Okay. Is it publishable? Is it suitable for the journal? What you are suitable for the journal, wherever you are working for or reviewed for? Because each and every journal have their own categories. They will give for that month or for that volume or yearly. Also, they will keep their audiences are different. So by considering this, you will frame an opinion after reading 3-4 reviews, going through the manuscript. So after completion of this, you have to write a report on that. And on what basis you will write? All the research process you have, all the 6-7 steps you have, right, as what we have studied, research steps. So those are title, abstract, and keywords first. So you have to write about whether the title is correct or not. Is the title indeed suitable for the study? Is it a good reflection of the manuscript? Are the important keywords included in the title regarding the title? Similarly, regarding the abstract, does the abstract accurately provide all the relevant details of the study, include why the study is interesting, and mention how the findings will impact current knowledge? And are the keywords appropriate and meaningful? This is related to title, abstract, and keywords. So on this basis, what will be the feedback you should provide after reading this thing? You have to write about all the questions, answers. Suggest maybe you want to change a little title. Change is required because the title looks very old, or people are used to the title, right? You want to modify a little. Suggest an alternate here. Suggest an alternate title. So suggestion you are giving. This is related to ethical consideration. As a peer reviewer, you should think of from the point of author. Okay, so that to encourage him. Second one is point out the details that might not be included in the abstract. Sometimes some of the things can be taken out in the abstract. You have written unnecessarily, right? So aims are not set up correctly, or proper methodologies are not explained, so that can be taken out. And recommendations are keywords that might be more appropriate than the used. You can suggest some other keywords which can be suitable or useful for them. Then the next one is, after the title, abstract, keywords, next we comes to introduction. So how we are going to introduce, does it give you a good idea of the current knowledge and field in the field of study, current knowledge? Does it convey the gap in the literature? So we have to check a different review of literature. We have to find out the gap, and based on the gap only, we have to set up the need for the current study. Why we are choosing that particular topic? Does it address the goals and hypothesis of the study? Goals and hypothesis. So when it comes to hypothesis, that depends upon the what kind of research you are doing, whether qualitative research or quantitative research, whether descriptive research or experimental research. So for some things it's required or not required. But nowadays, specifically, most of them are analytical and exploratory instead of descriptive. So hypothesis being made. Then references. So when you are writing the introduction, as you have gone through a review of literature, so you have to refer different books or different journals, different manuscript or what, different sources. Those properly referred in the introduction, in the brackets, in text references. So are they accurate? Are they recent or very old? Old is not required because we are going to study about the current study. So it should be latest related. So we have to write about the proper reference in the manuscript. Then the inclusive. They should cover all the important points leading to rationale and goals of the study. So references, at last you are coming like a funnel. So on top, more sources, at last funnel will come down to smaller size. Okay, you have to come to the rationale and goals of the study. Then on the, like as we have given feedback on title as well as abstract and keywords, similarly on introduction also one should give. So those are nothing but suggest other references if you find more suitable ones. If the peer reviewer finds, because all are doing on the same specialization, right? So on the basis, they can find which kind of, if he knows some other references which are more suitable to that article. So you can ask the author to consider, you can suggest him. It is not compulsory that whatever you say, author has to be bind. Okay, whether he considers or not, that's left to the author, but you can suggest and incorporate them into the introduction. Second, point out the gaps in the rationale and literature not covered. So when you are referring, so which are not covered or he has not gone through that particular literature due to several reasons. He might not have got the chance to, or he does not have the route to get that. For example, some of the universities, they link only with EVESCO. DOAJ is not there, right? So whichever the library or wherever he is having contacts, those are limited to some sources. So at that time, there is a chance for the missing of the literature. Okay, so you can ask the authors to further substantiate, elaborate on any point that is not clear. So you can ask from the point of introduction, I have gone through this, but I could not understand this. So please explain for consideration of your article acceptance. You have the right to ask. The next evaluating, next step is after the introduction, as we know, it's a review of literature as well as evaluating the methodology. What is the research design, that is study design. It should be clearly mentioned whether it's a descriptive, observational, experimental, interventional, prospective, retrospective, different kinds of design. Majority of the things are analytical and exploratory study. Then second, ethical approval. When you are taking this topic, have you taken permission? Specifically here I have mentioned involving humans and animals. For example, in Hyderabad is pharmaceutical industries are more in Hyderabad. India is also known for pharmaceutical districts. So here some of the recent case before 2-3 months, some of the laboratories or the manufacturers, pharmaceutical manufacturers, they are using the humans. They are not. They are giving with some money, and they have been tested directly instead of experimenting on the animals. So which is unfair, unethical. If something happens, human life is at greatest risk. So ethically, they are not approving, and most of the people are been coming from the village side or from the forest region, right? So Adivasis like this. So those are been not informed ethically for small amounts. Then experimental methods and protocol. All methodological details, including sources of materials used, and should be included. So what are the methods you are doing, what materials you are taking, that should be included properly. And statistical analysis, what kind of test you are using, why that test is required, you need to explain. If other than that particular test, are there any other tests can be done? Why that particular test only suitable for that manuscript or that article, relevance of that. So many journals will require all these details in the manuscript combined with the standard checklist. So their manuscripts will be given, as we have discussed, standard checklist will be given. So those journals publishers will mention to the authors. So those people has to make like that. And that only as a reviewer, you have to compare and contrast. Then what kind of feedback can be given on this? Like as we gave earlier for the first 2 points, like topic, title, abstract, introduction. So similarly for this, whether the study design is biased one or not. Okay, point out any bias if it is there. Can the bias can be taken out? Could the manner in which participants were selected have resulted biased outcomes? Was the study design set up in a manner that may have caused the findings to be prejudiced regarding the research study design? Then methodological part. Identify if any methodological details are missing. If required more details, if they are required, you can give them more details. Have all the methods been distributed or described in the section, and enough details have been given? Or is there any duplicate or replicate is there of the experiment? Third is regarding the sample size. Comment whether the sample size is adequate for the experiments of statistical analysis. Sample size. So most of the time for the lower standard, they take 10%. or they take small size sample, or even large if they take 100, 200 sample size. But is it adequate for that particular topic? What is the population of that topic? Okay, variables. Okay, based on that, you have to go through scientific formulas, depend upon the population. So then you can take out by Kocharan or maybe Yamani, different authors are there who has given sample size and all. So by that you can take sample size. You have to say. Sometimes even though sample size is, for example, 499 has come, the best sample size is, as we know, 500, 600 is good sample size. So according to the formula, you have got only 400, but you have taken 500 or 600. You have to say why you have taken extra to reduce the sample errors. Right. Similarly, statistical test. If the statistical tests then are not uploaded to the comparisons and questions asked, why you have taken particular statistics method. For example, yours is normalized data, and you have taken non-parametric method. It's not required. You have to take parametric. If in parametric, the assumptions, you can take non-parametric methods also, but if the assumptions are not fulfilling with the normalized data, then you can go for that. So you have to explain for that. Okay, or else you may suggest alternative tests if there are. You can do 2-3 types also for the same data. References, where from you have taken, where a method has been performed as per the previous publications. If somebody has done similar kind of article published elsewhere earlier to you, so you can take those references. Okay. Then alternative experiments. Suggest any alternative experiments or techniques that would improve the manuscript. So to improve wise the manuscript standard, you can suggest. This is from the point of second point of. Then the next one is reporting results. Now, after completion of all these things, you have to give the results of that particular manuscript to the author, one, and second to the editor also. Right. So in the editor, some points are specially you have, if needed, you can mention to secret. Okay, you can give it to editor. Like as we discussed earlier in one quiz, fraud. You are not required to find out the fraud in the these things. You can mention to editor. You cannot ask that to author. Right. Okay, those are the results. Are they easily understood? The result, is there any unnecessary duplication or information is there? Tables, figures, and text. Sometimes those things won't match, tables and figures and text. Figures and tables can stand alone and may be understood simply by reading the figure legends and subtitles. Maybe its heading and all can be changed. Or illustrations which will provide data and none have been omitted. Whatever have been mentioned, all those are present. Readers can draw their own conclusions, and interpretation should not be included in the results section. So this is regarding the discussion spot. So you have to report on this. So from this point, how you can give the feedback? Point out any unnecessary illustrations. Sometimes to increase the number of pages in the article, they add more information which may not be required, specifically in the introduction part. Suggest the conclusion of any missing data. Sometimes it is possible. Human errors, missing data. You can recommend the addition of supplementary data if in case you feel additional data is required, which is even though whatever they have mentioned is not sufficient enough, or that is making little lesser standard, because if you can increase more data, the study becomes more stronger. Like you have taken only 200 sample size. If you would have taken higher, 500 and 600, that would have been different case. Right. Now, next, recommend if there are better ways to represent the data. Sometimes a table is more effective than a chart. So that depends upon, again, to whom you want to show, what kind of journal, who are their audience. The request statistical data if not provided by any results. You may also suggest alternate tests if better suited. So you can also, as a reviewer, you can also say some other statistical method, some other statistical analysis can be done along with this or at the same time. If you think any image or data has been manipulated, be sure to point out and request for raw or source of data. So here this is, most of the people, they won't give you the source of data. So that is required, because they are going to be published and these people will be caught. And depending on how serious you feel this manipulation is and how important to the study, you may consider separately mentioning this issue to the editor as well. So these are separately can be mentioned. So and so person is image and data, he has wrongly interpreted it, or he has not given any source. That's why nowadays most of the best journals, they are asking your SPSS output papers also, so that they will easily find out whether the data and this one is matching or not. So after the analysis, next one is coming to the point of discussion. So almost at the finalization stage. Results have come, discussion you have to make, that is interpretation, then conclusion will be given. So in the discussion section, how the findings can be interpreted. So this is the toughest part, interpretation. While the result section describes the data obtained, the discussion section will need to expand more. How do they relate to real life situations? Real life situations. So generally, most of the times, table, gender, male, female, third gender, we write. So same data, 20% or 80%, we will write. Out of the 100, this many are male and female. Then where is the interpretation? So same data you are putting over here in terms of words. So the interpretation should be how it is matchable to the practical situation, to the entire population. The same kind of 70-30% is observed even in the real life situation. Even the collected sample also shows the similar kind of population data. So you have to match to the market. Then how the findings fit in with the other reports. It is very important that appropriate reference to other similar studies. So it means you are checking with the review of literature. So earlier authors, whoever has done on this topic, they found so and so. So is it going in a similar fashion like them after the lapse of so and so time, or with changing of different statistical method, different experiments or different methods, are the results are coming to the same findings or not? If it is going similar way, that is one kind of thing. If it is going against, why? You can question by you yourself. So this again correlates with the filing in the gap in the current knowledge that touches the novelty of the study, newness. What new information does the study shed light upon? So if the similar kind of result you are giving, earlier people also given, what is new in that? Is it repetitive? Right? So you need to find out by that. What are the limitations of the study? In India specifically, we use only limitations, but whereas in the other parts of the world, they use delimitations as well as assumptions. In India, even delimitations also we keep. There is no much bigger difference between the limitation and the delimitations. For example, time, as well as money, as well as geography, as well as manpower. So these are your limitations. So delimitations is if some of these 4 points, anything you have got extra by maybe some organization is giving you fund. So one of the limitation, money has come. So automatically you are delimiting that. you're taking out, that limitation is taken out. So similarly, like that, if there are any sources are coming, the limitations can be reduced or taken out. So next one is, what future research may be done to follow up or prove, confirm the hypothesis of the study. So as a human being, as a single or multiple authors, they can do only up to some extent the research. No one can do all the things, not possible. So hence, what further research you have suggested for the future people? So, and what about its hypothesis is proved by that or not? So this you can find out. And the peer review has to check. Then how they come along with this, the implications nowadays, specifically general research, general findings, common. But what are the implications of this research on different areas? Maybe specifically stakeholders. That corona's impact on pharmaceutical industry, corona's impact on economy, corona's impact on the education sector. So impact of it. What are the implications? Right? How the conclusions address the goals of the study. Ultimately, the objectives has to be met. The conclusion should meet that. This is important to close the article as it places the findings within the context of the hypothesis or research questions the authors has started out with. So how, from which point the author has started, whether this whole article is proving to that point or not. So you have to conclude at last. So here, what kind of feedback can be given on this? Point out if the discussion is not relevant to the study. So the author has kept some other thing. Peer reviewer found that discussion is sidetracked. Okay, findings should be discussed in the light of the results from the point of other studies. So comparing the other people, previous researchers, you have to find out whether the findings are discussed from that angle or not. Whether the reference has been cited, research studies, recently studied researchers are outdated, old dated. You can suggest other studies if you know, like as we for similar point has come in the introduction also, review of literature point. So that. Then comment on whether the study limitations have been adequately addressed, whatever the limitations you have kept, whether it is properly informed. That can be a point for a point of the reviewer also, then he can check. If the conclusions and interpretations are drawn not appropriate based on the study findings, your study findings are different, your conclusion is coming different, your objective is different. So it means the article is not having or properly not done. So it needs to be further revision is required. So they have to consider this. So these are the general how a peer reviewer has to report to from the point of author as well as to the editor. And now you are going to have quiz. Please get ready. Hope you are following. Okay. If the title of the manuscript is interesting, it need not include all the key points of the study. Answer is, you can write in the chat box, please. No. Right. Dr. Kanagalakshmi Madam has done. Right answer, false. If the title of the manuscript is interesting, it need not include all the key points of the study. Need not include. It's a false. Manuscript is, the title is correct. It has to include also, because it has to come the all the points. Okay. Second one. You should look out for the rational significance and novelty of the study in the abstract. Direct question. Right. Dr. Ramya is right. A is true. Then the third one. Very old references have been cited in the introduction. While these are relevant to the study, those are relevant, but very old. You find some newer ones that should be cited. You should request that these recent references to be included. Is it true or false? Direct question. Right. Dr. Ramesh wrote true. So it has to be newer ones are required. Then the fourth one. Results should be repeated in the discussion section so that they can be re-explained. Is it correct? No. It is a repetitive work. Already results have been analyzed. Alright. Dr. Kanaka Lakshmi is correct. Okay. It's false. So already results have been repeated in the discussion section so that it can be re-explained. Results have already came. Interpretation has to be made in the discussion. It need not be written again and again because results are so many pages it will come even in our PhD thesis. Okay. Fifth one. 50 question please. Conclusions are well written and summarize the goals of the study, meeting the objectives. However, you are still not sure how these findings are important, how well they impact current knowledge in the field. You can request the authors to highlight these aspects. What should be the answer? A or B, please? It should be true. You can ask regarding the current knowledge, how it will impact. Okay. Now, you have fairly understood all the points. Now, after completion of all these things, next one is you have to write possible recommendations. Okay. Summing up your evaluation. Those are from the point of the 3 steps have been given. Actually, it is those are nothing but as we discussed. There is a format. 2 formats have been given after the 2-3 slides. You will get it. So it has to be written. The first one is writing a paragraph about the review, including the points. That is what the paper was about. That is about the abstract related. What are the main findings? What are the strengths of the paper? What are the weaknesses of the paper? Your overall assessment of the paper, whether it is a good paper, accepted for publication, or rejection, or it can be rejected. Rejected with revision is required. Revise. Okay. Then reject and revise. So like this, your assessment. Along with that recommendation you would like to make on the basis of evaluation. What kind of recommendations you can tell to the author. And sharing your communication. Mention your advice to the editor, whether to accept, whether to revise. There are 6 types are there here. Shortly we have written only 2 points: accept, revise, and resubmit. But rejection is also there. Several 6 points are there. Okay. Also, we will come to that. Also, very briefly explain why you are recommending this. Why you are saying you can accept that. Why you are saying revise and resubmit. Why you are saying totally rejection. Why it should be transformed to other journal of your own group. So you need to give the justification for the thing, so that bias can be reduced. The third one is add your remarks to the author. So you can give your remarks to the author. All these you are giving to editor. At the same time, on the similar points, you can write to author also. briefly write, but it should be in the positive way and constructive criticism. That is the major point ethically. Now briefly write to the tell the author, you can address them directly. Your experiment could have been based on so and so. Some of the main positive and developmental areas of the paper. If you are recommending rejection, state your reasons why you are rejecting. And as we are saying, confidential comments to the editor. Other than general, earlier we told general editor accept, revise, and resubmit or reject whatever. Then along with that, you can give confidential comments to the editor, like where he has done some major ethical breach or where he has done fraud. It is not your duty, but you found out. Okay, where he has changed the images, where he has changed the manipulated the data. So that can be confidentially you can give to editor. So ultimately, you are only as a peer reviewer, you are reviewing it and giving. You are not the decision maker. Reviewer is not the decision maker. Decision maker is editor. So you need to constructive feedback. Those are avoid subjective opinions. So expressing purely subjective or personal opinions, such as whether you like or dislike a paper, or is an absolute no while reviewing. So cannot say something like I do not like the paper. So these are all personal talk. So you should not do like that, because the paper whoever is writing, he will get disappointment. Further, he will not write the article. So you have to be not personal. You have to be constructive criticism, not subjective but objectively. You have to give. And second, support your comments with the evidence. Wherever you are saying no or yes, you have to say even the every paper will have positives as well as negatives, because he has kept a lot of time to take that paper, to write that paper. So it will have definitely. So you say the positive comments with the evidence why you are some of the these are the strengths of your paper, these are the weakness of your paper. Then provide suggestions for improvement. Wherever weakness are there, how it can be improved, instead of just saying these points are not good, reject it. So you have to give the suggestions for that improvement. Being a senior researcher, naturally peer reviewer, you will be knowing much better than the author. So hence it is practical to give the suggestions. And provide comments on rejected manuscripts. So sometimes you are straight away rejecting the paper. So why it is rejected, you need to mention to others. Then refer to the notes. So what is this note? This is nothing but when the manuscript has been accepted by your invitation, you have gone through some steps. Initial scanning, first within 5-10 minutes to accept the paper or decline the paper. Then after first revision, first going through, second going through, or third going, or final. So you might have noted on maybe on a proper diary, or maybe on some scribbling pad or whatever. So these things you cannot give it to editor. So you have to put all these things in a proper way. But those will be useful while you are writing your final output regarding that manuscript. So you check them. So at that time, how you are thinking was how the present it is, whether the opinions are changing from the first to the last after 2-3 checkups. So that's why these your scribblings will be useful at that time. Then point out the strengths as well as weakness you have to write. So your manuscript is well written in an engaging, lively style. The level is appropriate to the journal's readership. This is a well written article. So you make the person motivate regarding the strengths. Similarly, you need to tell negative points also in a positive way. Use the positive language for the criticism. So it is nothing but it is the weaknesses. So For example, 2 3 points we have mentioned in the discussion section. I would have wished to see more information on so and so point. So here, instead of writing like this, you should have the proper so and so page number, page 24 or page 2 on your article, table number so and so, or paragraph number, sentence number, so and so word or so and so sentence are not correct, or better improve can be done, or modify that. You can ask. There is an interesting finding in the research about, however, there is insufficient of discussion of exactly what it is made. The paper would be significantly improved if you can add some of the details about it. So like the constructive feedback can be given on the weaknesses or where revisions, you can say, mistakes. So revisit the recommendation. Again, you check after writing all these things. Don't send immediately to author, directly to your editor for the, he can give it to again author. Okay, don't send it. Keep for 1-2 days. Again revise from the earlier this thing, from this thing. Is there any changes? Some other idea may come. Right? Check 1-2 times. Then you can go and give to the. Nowadays online system has come. Everything through online only. It can be submitted to the editor. This is regarding the writing part of last. Then possible recommendations out of this. At last point, there are 6 types are there. Some journals they say 8 also, but 6 is standard. So the first one is accept no major changes required. But in reality, this is not possible. Most of the time, 99.99%, it is not possible. Without revisions, first time only acceptance, not possible. Most of the Faraday and all those people, Michael Faraday and all, even those people, Einstein or other people, their papers also got rejected in the first stage itself. Right? They did not mind the rejections. They have started their own experiments. They became huge success. That because the other at that time the reviewer or the editor might not be having the knowledge of that. But nowadays it's not like that. There are several people are there in the market to check. So overall, the first point is accept no major changes required, which is very rare. Second, accept if some changes are made. So this is some conditional point. So some points will be informed to them. So if those are there, if those can be changed, some changes, it can be paper can be directly go to publication. So no need of further reviewing the paper because some minor changes. Then the third one is revise and resubmit. Here, these are major changes. So what are those minor and major? In the further slides we will show. So here major revisions are required. If it is can change, so automatically revising total. Major changes means total your paper need to be altered. So if it is can made, you can resubmit to the same editor. Again, same editor may give it to the similar or same reviewer, or maybe another reviewer also can get this paper. Chances are there. Okay, because we told only double peer review, triple peer review also is possible. Standard ones. So they can it can be resubmitted. And the other reject and resubmit to the same journal as I was saying. Right? So totally unfinished draft, a completely different file. You can give. Why this will happen? Reject and resubmit. The chances are the authors have made yeah. Here the authors have made few mistakes while uploading the paper. Sometimes in the initial stages of the article writing, or else multiple articles sometimes you will start. So at that time, instead of sending one article to one person, one publisher, you will send second article. So that is related to someone else, but it has come over here. So it requires major change. But topic may be similar in the same field. So that's why both the journals will accept it, but lot of changes will come from the point of what their specific volume is concentrating on the journal people. So at that time, the reject and resubmit will come. The next one is reject and resubmit to another journal. As we told, cascading type of review. So you can reject and resubmit to other journal. So here, no need of again further processing or further reviewing for the other journal, because in one group the same publisher may have different kinds of journals. So little higher impact factor, little lower impact factor. So in the lower impact factor, because already it is reviewed over here, further it need not be reviewed, directly it can go to the resubmission and it can be published. Then reject without any other considerations. This point can come at 2 points. First one is directly at the initial stage when the author has submitted the manuscript to the editor himself directly reject because it's not suiting to their journal's requirement. Or else at the last stage also reviewers, not based on one reviewer report, other reviewers maybe on double bind or triple bind, so they collect, then editor will take the decision whether to reject it. So at this time, once they have rejected, the particular author need not feel bad, he can submit to others, other journal, same paper. Okay, maybe with little modifications also can be done. Right. So in those things only in pictorial form it has been mentioned. Accept no major changes required. Accept with some changes are required. Okay. So reject, no resubmit to the same journal. Similarly, reject and resubmit to another journal. Reject without the considerations. So like this, these are the 6 points. Then now here, exercise. Now we have seen the most of the common types of recommendations. Reviewers, let's draw upon your experience. Have you received any other type of recommendation from the journal editor? Would you like to inform? So in your personal experience, if you have got some reports from the different reviewers, do you want to say something about it? You can write it at the end through email or what, like if you are interested. Similarly, have you ever received negative peer review comments? What are your feelings? Share your ideas. So it is but natural, as we are in the stage of growing up, specifically in this field. So we will receive some negative peer reviews also. So we have to face it. Then here the please. Yeah, the reviewer is responsible to point out the problem areas of manuscript. How to fix them? The problem is up to the author. Is it true or false? Direct question. Right. So it is true. So author can have his own right, whether he can accept whatever the reviewer says or not. But reviewer's responsibility is to tell about the problems. Next, a reviewer does not need to give any comments for a manuscript for which he or she has recommended a rejection. True or false, please? Yeah, Dr. Rama is correct. It's a false. Then third question. Which of these would be a good way to begin the overall comment section of the review? This article provides insight into new and interesting facts and effects. The article is about interesting topic and I really enjoyed reading it. So which kind of answering is correct? Either A or B. Right. Dr. Rama is correct. It is A. Because B is as a generally vague he has written. Now the types of feedback, as I have told you, two types of major and minor revisions or comments. The feedbacks are of two types. Those can be major and minor. What will come in the major? What will come in the minor? So major comments are missing or inconsistent data, missing proof of ethical approval. Where it will come most of the time, if you are having multiple papers at the same time, you are unknowingly you have sent that file to one author in reverse way. You have to send it to X file to the X1, but you have sent to X2 to Y1. So that's why it will happen. Missing. Then ethical approvals you have not taken. So that's why a reviewer will check. Inconsistent data. Then inappropriate, poorly described methodology. So here where author need to improve the methodology part. And poor language. So regarding this, we are not foreigners, our mother tongue is not that language, English language. So all are not having proficiency. So here there are different softwares are available like grammarly.com, or there are several softwares are available regarding the language can be corrected, or else there are even from the point of Mendeley and ResearchGate and all those people, there are there who can help in the language part. Or else seniors also can change it. Or else if you have link with any of the English professors and all, that language can be modified better. Okay. The non-disclosure of conflict of interest. So you can write the reviewer non-disclosure of conflict of, he has conflict of interest, but he has not informed to the this author is known to him. So all those comes here in the major comments. Then reporting and issues regarding the errors. Sometimes errors will happen. Reporting is proper, not properly made, because sometimes entering the data is a problem, because human error is possible. Okay. Absence of while writing, while typing, typographical errors. Absence of study limitations. Here you have not kept any boundaries. So these are all major comments. Major issues with the how the way authors have interpreted the study or conclusions. So interpretation itself is wrong, because author's idea is different way. Maybe peer reviewer's idea might be different. So it can come from the angle of author also different, maybe from the point of reviewer also different. If the both the people are in the same thinking, sometimes it may be correct also. So these are all the points which are major comments, which will go through specifically revise, reject and revise case. Reject the piece, reject the article manuscript, and if these are revised, it can be published. Okay. Then minor comments. So improper or inadequate manuscript formatting. The formatting is different. So generally we format either box type or maybe indent type, right? Instead of using the Times New Roman 12, you have used 14, or gaps are more, right? So these are the formatting mistakes that can be easily corrected. Okay, language, grammar, and punctuation errors. These also, again, you can use the softwares are available readily, or freely available, or with the pay also it can be available, or known people. If 2-3 people have been given the same for your own colleagues, they can also correct these things. Poor quality of visual elements. Yeah, visual elements. Sometimes when this is going to be printed, camera print is required for them. So at that time, your photograph or wherever from you have copied, that may not be so clear. So it has to be further modified or changed, or redraw, or good print, or maybe DPI should be increased for the better visual elements. Then any internal inconsistency that might have been caused by oversight. As a human, we do make some mistakes. So internal inconsistencies. Then occasional proofreading errors. Here, proofreading errors, because you have been working on that paper for 2-3 months. So same thing you are doing so many times, you will get bored as an author. So you may do some mistakes. Peer reviewer will catch up on those things. So that's why you need to give, after coming to certain stage, gap for some days, again look at it. You yourself will find different mistakes, or your friends or your colleagues, for them also you can give, they can check the proofreading point. A weak title itself is weak, which will not express properly, so that can be changed. Incomplete abstract. So abstract is the last part you will write after completion of all these things. So that can be after looking at the all steps from the introduction to the last, you can write in 3 or 4 sentences. Instances that need more detailed exposition. So some of the areas where you need more explanation. These are minor comments. Small, consistent, and minor data errors or rounding errors. So 2 digits or 3 digits can be rounded off. Okay, like that inconsistent will come. So, for example, any of the statistical analysis, if you take manually, if you do chi-square is different, the results, as well as if you do automatic spaces, there will be difference, because here in the machine, specifically spaces, it comes to calculate the same, and the standard is 95% confidence level, but whereas in that one you can reduce and increase. Okay, so these are the minor comments. Major comments, this has to be written. Hope you are following me. Okay, then is there any format for this? This is for the initial stage, it's okay, but I have the second one that is more better than this. Okay, that is given by Publons. So quality of the manuscript. So you are giving regarding different points: originality, novelty, and all the style, language, readability. You are giving 1 to 4. So excellent, good, average, and poor. So give that. Then second, regarding your recommendation, whether you are accepting with some minor changes, without changes. First one, revise and resubmit with minor changes, revise and resubmit with major revisions, and totally reject. Which one you are saying? And what are the confidential matters you are addressing to editor? What are the comments to the authors? Then overall assessment from the point of, here we have given in the recommendation part. Okay, major and minor points. This is one kind of draft which can be. This is not suitable. So whoever want to be in this line, this is not better from the point of Publons. Okay. So from the point of abstract, so is all the entire research process begin. What are the points should be checked out, and then the third column, what is your comment that has to be written, along with the page number, along with the paragraph number, sentence number, if possible. Abstract and title reference section. Is the aim clear? Objective clear? Is it clear what study and found and how they did it? Is the title informative and relevant? Are the references relevant and recent and referenced correctly? Are appropriate key studies included? So this is related to first part. Then second, about introduction and background. As we discussed the funnel style, is it clear about already known topic? Is the research question clearly outlined? Is the research question justified what is already known about the topic? So you are going to write in the third column your peer reviewer report. So methods, is the process of subject section clear? Are the variables properly defined and measured appropriately? Right. So when we are coming of measurement here, measurement and scales, whether your scales have been developed by you yourself or earlier somebody has made. So in this case, in India, we are not finding this, whereas in abroad, from the point of psychology, from the point of management and commerce side, there are different versions have come. Now around 8th version is going on, around for around $800 or something, but you can find second hand ones. Okay, ready-made measurement and scales are which are having good reliability and validity. So those can be used, and you have got a proof also for the better reliability and validity. So your questionnaire itself, if the questionnaire is properly made, automatically everything will be correct. But most of the time, young researchers questionnaires are having the problem. So at the end, they will suffer because data is not useful or it will go wrong. Then from the point of results, is the data presented in appropriate way by proper tables, figures, pictures, okay, graphs or something like appropriate units, rounding off for the number of decimals, titles, columns, rows labeled properly and clearly, what are the categories grouped appropriately. This is from the point of regression and all, multiple, okay, or from the point of structural equation modeling, okay, factorial analysis from that point, categories. Okay, does the test in the results add to the data or is it repetitive? Are you clear about what is statistically significant results? Up to what extent? 95%, 97%, 99%. Okay. Then are you clear about what is practically meaningful result? So your results are correct, findings are correct, but is it really practicable? Practically we can use that, the results. Then after the results have come, you have to interpretation, that is discussion, at last conclusions. So are the results discussed from multiple angles and placed into context without being interpreted, over interpreted? Do the conclusions answer the aims of the study? Is it matching to your pre-planned objectives and hypothesis? And this conclusion, findings, conclusion, are they similar line or not? If anything is going wrong, means somewhere wrong. Okay, are the inclusions supported by the references and results? Are the limitations of the study fatal, or are they any opportunities to inform future is a further research? This is more required. And here also you can also say about the implications for the government, implication for the particular industry, implication for the direct people. Okay, the next is overall, was the design appropriate to answer the aim? So directly it is going after going through all these things. Overall you are asking whether the research design itself is correct or not. Actually it has to be at the methods point. There we have studied, again we are asking, are the study methods valid and reliable? We are asking here, same point, overall you are making. Then what did the study add? What was already known to the topic? Is there any development of the theory, new knowledge to the existing knowledge? So ultimately a research report should add something. If it's not adding, what is the need of writing that article? So peer reviewer will check all these things. What were the major flaws of this article? Is the article consistent within itself? These are some of the points. Next page continues. So overall statement or summary of the article and its findings in your own words. The peer reviewer has to write. Now you have found out all those things in the first page. So overall, what kind of summary? All those points clubbed together. Then what are the strength of this article manuscript? What are the weakness of this article? What are the major points which can be needs more clarification, refinement, or reanalysis, or any reviews or suggestions to improve that major points? Similarly, minor points which you have seen earlier. Okay, those points, whether figures or tables or data, all those things. So if we have to write like this is the peer reviewer's work. Now hope you have understood. As a peer reviewer, all the entire research steps have to be analyzed and has to be written. Right? Now let us test our understanding. So those are first question. It combines all the things. Ready with your chat box, please. The reviewer's identity is concealed, so it is hidden. But the author and reviewer can have discussions about the paper on a platform provided by the journal. What type of peer review is this? Reviewer's identity is hidden, but author and reviewer can have discussion. What is single blind? What is double blind? Are you getting? No. Dr. Ramya, wrong. Check again. See, reviewer's identity is concealed. In the blind, double blind, two people's identities are concealed. But in the single blind, reviewer's identity is concealed. From that angle you are saying. But they can have, author and reviewer can have discussions about the paper on the same platform provided by the journal. Read the second sentence. So definitely it is not single blind and double blind, because that will not be blind itself is nothing should be known. Right? The answer is correct. Dr. Ramya, C, collaborative. Okay. Second question. There are more questions. We have to go fast. Around 111 are there. We have now the slide number is 111. We have around 140 something. Right. Hope you are following and enjoying. Okay. Which among these benefits are you most likely not to get if you become a peer reviewer? If you become a peer reviewer, right? Ramya is correct. Monetary compensation you won't get because it's a honorary service. Okay, third question. Only Ramya madam is giving the answer. Third question answer, please. Right. Dr. Ramya, correct. Okay. C, answer is C. Point this out to the editor and include your comments to the author. Fourth question. Okay, right answer is C. After your first reading of the manuscript, you realize that you are not familiar with certain areas. So what should you do? You do not know. So you can say, I can't do. You can inform to the this thing. You should do the review since you have already accepted, because first only you can say, but your first reading is over. First scan is by that you accepted. So you should review since you have accepted the invitation, but point out the areas you are unsure about the confidential comments to the editor. You inform to the editor, I am unsure of this. So he may guide. Good example is last week I have received one review from US. So they have selected, it's already one review is over, two blind reviews are over, and plagiarism is 6% he has received, and I received the paper for third review regarding the rice variety, because my bachelor degree is rice, bachelor degree is science, biological sciences. So he has given me that along with other things. So I'm accepted and I finished and sent. Okay. Fifth question answer is C. Keywords are not included in the manuscript. As a reviewer, what should your reaction? Even if the journal does not require them, you can ask him to write. Sometimes journals may not ask for keywords. That depends upon the standards of the journal. Nowadays, everybody is asking, but it's possible. So you can ask, because it's always better for the author. Sixth question. The study involved human participation for an observation study where the participant information is not divulged. Which of the following options is correct? Okay. The answer is C. Because here human participation is there, but observation for the observation, but information is not divulged. So that organization has to take both ethical approval and informing the consent are needed, specifically biomedical field and all those things. It's not only for the human beings, even for the animals also, because some of the animals are costly and rare, like tigers and all those. Okay. The seventh question. The manuscript has 6 figures and 6 tables. Figure 1, table 2 have same information. Same information, but presented differently. Table 3 also listed out in the manuscript. What would you suggest? No, it should be C, both of the above. You should recommend that either figure 1 or figure table 2 be included. You should recommend the table 3 be deleted. Both are correct because you yourself is saying data findings in table 3 are listed out in the manuscript test. Okay, but table there are 6 tables and 6 figures. Table 1 and 2 have same information but presented differently. So it should not be presented like that. It should be seen. Okay, both can be AB can be made into C is the right answer. Eighth question. D is not printed. Below both of the above, D also should be written. Since is D. The answer is yes, C. The answer is C. In figure 2 histology, both of the above. Ninth question. Yes. Answer is A. Yes. 10th question. Tenth question is the manuscript you are reviewing is really annoying you. The author makes tall claims without supporting data. Which of these statements would use to comment this? C. Right. Okay. Now, based on the recent peer reviewers' experiences, now all these from the understanding whatever we have gone through in the webinar, you have made. So some of the peer reviewers they have experienced it. Now the ongoing questions. So the point here is whether the given statements are okay or is it to be a cause for concern to be checked. Are they okay or cause for concern? 11th question. Yes, a cause for concern, A answer. Second, 12th. No, it's a B, cost per consult. Okay. 13th question. The answer is fine, B. You can make again. As I worked through the paper, there were some areas that were a bit beyond my expertise, which are out of his limit, reviewer. I contacted the editor. Okay. They told me I should continue with the report. So he told, and you are obeying him without trying to provide an expert view on these areas. You are not bothered. Whatever the editor says, your limitations, you have given. From your side, no issue. So these are the different references we have carried out. Hope you have understood the peer review process and you are confident that you will do the peer review in your future academic line. So we will, if possible from your side, we need your survey, satisfaction survey on 3 questions. You can mark in your email or wherever you, however you feel, on the chart or whatever. Are there any questions which are not covered, which you have doubts? You are free to ask any question. Okay. My email ID has been given here, madhuforum@gmail.com, and my cell phone number is given. As we are all in the same academic boat, we can be in touch. If you have any doubts, do share us. I will try my level best to serve. Good luck in your journey as a peer reviewer. Thank you very much. Here I have given diagram. So it is related to our next webinars on how to select the right journals for the publication. So we are writing so many manuscripts, not only as a peer reviewer, as a personally author. But based on the manuscript, you can select to which journal you can send. But we are randomly, whichever we know, we are sending. We should select right journal because every journal has its own impact. So based on those impact factor, if it is published in those things, our cite matrix, our citations will increase. Automatically, our visibility will be more and prestige will be higher range for our future career. And next on digital marketing and marketing management, consumer behavior, intellectual property rights, strategic marketing management, we are going to review and we will inform. And in all those site score metrics here I have mentioned, and these are the journals. These are open journals. These are some standard. Springer, ABDC of Australia, Wiley. So here I am here. These things will be covered in the site score metrics in the short time. Sir, Rakesh sir.
Yes, sir. Any questions? Please, you can post it to the mail ID of sir, as well as you can even communicate with him. And hope that you have enjoyed the session.
Yes, sir. We really enjoyed the session.
Thank you. I'm happy.
Thank you, sir.
And yeah, the okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
After the
Thank you,
lunch,
sir.
thank you very much. After the lunch, Kanaka Lakshmi madam has not given any
Lakshmi.
inputs. Yeah, Kanaka Lakshmi
Just I
not
am
given
listening.
input. Okay, okay,
Just I am listening.
Okay, okay.
okay, madam.
Okay, the session very useful, sir.
Good day to ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Stay safe.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Right, sir. Okay.